Hi everyone, Becca here. Today I'm going to show you how I make collard greens. Okay, let's get started. First off, in a pot, you want to melt your butter and chop your onions and slice bell peppers and just saute that together for a little bit to let the onions and bell peppers absorb the butter flavor. And then once they start to soften up, then we're going to add in our pork bone. I'm adding a lot of smoked pork bone in here, but you can add, sometimes I only use like half this amount, so it's really up to you. It's how much meat you want inside of your collard greens. And then I just let that saute in there for a few minutes to let the flavor come out. And then we're going to add in our broth. I'm just using store-bought broth right now. Of course, if you make your own bone broth, that's great. But I was lazy, so we're just going with this one. And then the main seasoning for this is I'm using this packet of seasoning. And I feel like that's enough, like for me, salt level. If later on you feel like you want to add a little more salt and pepper or some seasoning salt, then add on the collard greens. I bought a bag of pre-washed, already cut collard greens that have the stems on them, and then rinse them before I cook them because that's just what I like to do. Of course, you can buy the collard greens and cut them yourselves so that you have, the pieces that you like if you don't like the stems or you want less stems or whatever. And then I just slowly, because I only added one thing of broth, so, but that's more than enough water than you need, but just I slowly, periodically added in the collard greens. So like as they heated up, they shrunk a little bit. So then you can fit them all inside this one pot. So that's what I'm doing, just slowly making sure everything is getting incorporated and the collard greens are getting into the liquid. And then bring that up to a simmer, and I'm just going to let that cook for about an hour with the lid on. And after an hour, this is what it looks like. Then taste it, make sure, the flavoring, the seasoning is there. You feel like you like the flavor and that the collard greens are nice and soft. And you see the bell peppers really cooked down, but you can still see them in there. And the meat is really, really tender, just like falls off the bone. That's it. That's how I make collard greens. Enjoy!